Okay, guys. So I took too long trying to climb into the town. So what I've decided to do is I was gonna climb into town and just do a few things. So I ate my last ration. And what you're going to have to do from time to time is you're going to have to go into this place and you're going to have to buy rations. He's never going to pay attention to you, ever. So he's always just going to be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't notice you coming in. Doesn't matter. And then he's going to ask you, well, my adventurer friend, what would you like to make would you like to make a purchase this time? And then when he's done saying, oh good, I do try to stock something adventurers can use. I would actually rather be an adventurer than a shopkeeper, you see. My items are pretty ordinary, though. You probably already have most of them if you've done any adventuring at all. Now, what was it that you wanted again? So he goes through all of this, dialogue. You're going to basically have to repeat what you said. He's going to say, oh, here you are. Thank you for your patronage. So, if you go to your menu... Sorry, a little delay there. If you go to your menu, you'll see that you're back to 5 rations. So I have 6 gold coins, which is still enough to get myself the thieves license. Which, like I said, really doesn't get you anything. But I think it might get you some points for completing the game. And remember, password here is Purplesaurus to move Crusher, and that should be enough. Oh, so we're gonna go over to Boris. Sorry about that noise. I think somebody's hitting me up on Messenger. Actually, let me get rid of that. And turn off Facebook. There we go. Anyway, so let's say hello to Boris. Ask about Boris. I don't have time to talk to unlicensed scum. Pay your guild license fee and then we can talk. Okay, so pay fee. Welcome to the Thieves Guild, Union Local 1313. So we got some points for that, and now we have the Thieves Guild license in our inventory. So let's ask about Boris now. Boris is our accountant. Okay, so obviously Boris didn't answer that question. The thief chief did. So we're going to come back here, like I said, again. But there is one other thing that we can buy from Boris, and I noticed that we do have it. So let's ask Boris about items. There's really no way to know about it. Boris is our accountant. Alright. How about talk to Boris? Perhaps I could sell you a good lockpick for 15 silvers, or a wonderful Acme Thief toolkit for 100 silvers. Okay, so that's the item that we honestly want to get. But we don't have 100 silvers. We have 35. So that is not something that we can buy right now, which is too bad. Alright, so let's climb the ladder. And now we're going to go to a place where we can sleep for free. Well, not 100% free, but you'll see what I mean. And we'll probably get into our first fight, honestly. Which reminds me, look at my character sheet for a minute. We have absolutely no stamina, and we're almost at half health. So every day I make it a point to run over to the castle and take advantage of doing chores there. So let's run over to the castle, because we can. And just going to tell Carl to open the gate. He's going to be like, are you speaking to me? And I'm going to say, yes I am. Open the gate. And he'll let us in. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do our chore. Guy's going to be like, I see you back, you need some work, and I'm just going to say yes. Now like I said, when you're doing this, you don't have to sit through the animation. I can just do this, and it's done. And he'll give us 5 silvers. I don't know how this guy's making any money, honestly, but maybe he's paid by the king. So now we have 10 silver coins and 3 gold coins for a total of 40. And if we wanted to, we could sleep in there. But it's honestly midday. I think they let you sleep midday. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, who knows? There is one thing that I should have gotten when I was in the item store, but I think I might be able to get it from the healer actually. Let's see if we can buy it. Let's buy a potion. Healing potion. Buy healing potion. You pay the healer for the potion and put it away. I hope this will help you. Okay. I hope it will too. We haven't gone to this screen to the left yet. So let's see what's over here. Oh, here is the centaur lady's father. The centaur stops raking as you approach. Alright, so let's ask about centaur. We centaurs are a very ancient and proud people. Got a point for that. Let's ask about farmer. I am Heinrich Fedurfedern. I live in town with my daughter Hilda, who sells our produce on Market Street. Let's ask about Hilda. Hilda is a bright little filly. I'm very proud of her. Okay, let's ask about town. Our stand is in the northeast corner of Spielberg. The produce is not of the finest this time of year, but you will not find better than Fedurfedern fruit come harvest time. Okay, ask about Baron. I'm sorry, I know little about the Baron and his family. Ask about rake, because he's holding a rake. Fields must be carefully tended to produce the best crops. Alright, now there is one question I know I can ask him, but I don't really know how you are hinted to ask it, but I'm just going to ask anyway. Ask about Warlock. Oh. Brigands? The brigands attacked me a few months ago. I'm a strong fighter, and my hooves are deadly, but there were too many of them. They nearly killed me. My right leg was broken, and there is no pride of a centaur who cannot run. If it had not been for the unlikely intervention of their leader, I would be dead. That seems peculiar that the leader would help. Ask about brigand leader. So we got some points for that. The leader came up while the brigands attacked me and forced them to stop, ordering them not to hurt people from the town. Then, to my amazement, the leader gave me a healing potion and had me carried to the healer's house. It was hard to judge the leader, whose face was obscured by a large helm, but there was a compassion, unlike a brigand. That seems strange. Alright, and that's pretty much all you can learn from him. So we're going to walk away and go back to where I was taking you before. Oh, who's this shady character? Next to the town's wall, you notice a man who appears to be waiting for someone. Well, he's got a weapon, so I'm going to save the game. He looks shady, so I'm going to call this Shady. Let's talk to him. You talking to me? Yes. No one responds. Ask about man. What's in it for me? If you give me a silver, I might have a bit of info you can use. Okay, so full disclosure here. If you do give him silver, he will tell you something, but it'll cost you money. Sometimes he tells you the truth, sometimes he lies to you. However, because this is a game where you can save, you can give him all the money you want and then restore, and obviously you'll have remembered everything he told you. So, in a way, you can cheat. So I just saved the game. So I'm going to give him a silver. Don't mess around with Bruno. Give silver. Don't mess around with Bruno. You don't have a silver. Oh. I'm completely out of money. Okay. Well, let's look at him. Look at Bruno, now that we know his name. Bruno hangs around with the town gates. He will sell information. Alright, so we're going to have to sell some, give some silver to Bruno at another time. He's actually crucial to the end of the game. Alright, so we're going to go south 2 screens. And this screen where you see this little rotten log, that's the key to knowing that you have to go 1 screen west, and you will come to this place. The roar of the waterfall fills your ears, and the cold spray dampens your face as you approach. Okay, now this place is the home of the hermit, who lives inside of this cave door. Now, what time is it? It's midday. Alright, so we want a little bit more time to pass before we go in there. I was hoping to run into something. The screen to the south here is the bottom of the lake. And if you hang out here long enough, you might see a cute little animation of a submarine that is actually from another game called codename Iceman, which was made by the same company. So I'm hoping... Oh, there it is. Look, what is that thing called? Periscope. Look, periscope. It must be your imagination. What would a submarine be doing in a fantasy adventure? Perhaps you'd rather be playing codenamed Iceman. It has a submarine. So, it's going to bang against the ground now. So that's cute. There's also a spot over here where you can practice throwing your daggers. Oh, here we go. This is the first fight that we're going to get into. Hostile intent is evident. You prepare for battle. I didn't get to save here, but once the music ensues, basically, spacebar is your way of pausing it, so I'm going to explain now. The arrow keys here to the left and right are your way of dodging. Parry, or block, is going to be the back key, and forward is your thrust. So it's a very simple combat system. And if you feel like you're going to lose or you're in trouble, you could simply just type in run, which is what I'm going to do because I didn't get to use my potion. Drink, healing, potion. Ah, okay. So I'm going to run straight back to him and stabby, stabby, stabby. And he is doing quite a lot of damage. So I'm going to run again. The one thing that the fighter gets points for in this game that none of the other characters get points for is defeating creatures. He gets 5 points for defeating each creature, and I think he gets 10 for defeating the greater creatures, which only show up at the end of the game. So, now that I have an empty flask, I'm going to put some water in it, and you'll find out why later. So, I'm going to fill flask. You fill an empty flask with crystal clear water from the waterfall. And like I said, you'll find out why later. And I'm just going to look around before I go in. A river plunges for more than 100 feet down the face of a cliff. A doorway has been built into the side of the cliff. Alright, but how do we get up there? Now there's a few ways to solve this puzzle. But one of those ways I can't honestly do now, but I will show you that you can throw rocks. Now, as long as you're outside, you can almost always pick up rocks. So I'm going to pick up rocks. you pick up a few small rocks. And then I'm going to type in throw rock at door. And wrap. I missed. And I'm going to try it again. Missed. Now as I'm doing this, you can see that my throwing skill has gone up. And actually, my health points are dangerously low and I have no stamina. Oops. So I'm going to throw another rock. And another. I think you pick up 10 at a time. So it appears that I am going to miss with a lot of these rocks. Okay, so I have no rocks left. Now the other way that you can do this is you can climb. And because of all the practice I got, I'm pretty good at it. Now it says that was almost too easy. Almost like climbing a ladder. Now, if we had the third option for getting to the top of this, which is a spell, you'd see that we actually did climb a ladder. And I will show you in a further video, but there's a spell you can get that will reveal magic spells called Detect Magic, and there basically is a ladder there. So, let's save the game here, because we don't know what's inside. And I'm going to call this Hermit. And let's open the door. The door is securely locked. Okay, let's knock. You knock 3 times. Just a minute, just a minute. Please move away from the door. Okay, what if we don't move away from the door? Ouch. Your figure remains still and silent. Had you been healthier, you probably could have survived that fall. In your weakened condition, however, you succumbed to your injuries. Alright, so let's restore the game. I'm going to attempt to show you almost all the different ways you can die. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully move to the side and knock on the door. You knock 3 times. Just a minute, just a minute. Please move away from the door. And our friend here is going to fly out. Oh, hello. Go on in. So, we go inside. Hello, how are you? Have we met before? I'm Enry the Ermit, that's me. Me father was an ermit, and me mother was an ermit. Was an ermit so's I come by me job rightly. Don't have too many visitors, ermits don't, you know. Part of the job description. I likes to see a new face, though. Good to hear a murder speaking myself. So's what can I do for you? Okay, so there's a few things you can do with Enry, and one of them is playing a game called cribbage. And while you don't actually play the game and like see them playing, that's your way of bargaining with him so you can sleep here. The other thing you can do is you can get a magic spell from him. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to ask him about himself. Ermit is one what lives alone, far away from them, what talks too much or asks too many questions. Ermits are shy, quiet types, what don't say too much. Me brother Harry hardly says a word in a year. Me sister Hortense hasn't spoken since she was 6. I never talks at all. Yes, we Ermits knows how to keep our mouth shut. Okay, let's ask about Cape. Well, it's dark and damp and the water roars so there's not a moment's quiet. The ceiling drips and the walls are slimy and it's always cold. But oh well, says I, it's home. Okay. Ask about... looks like some hay over there. Ask about the hay. I guess bed is the straw in the corner over there. You're welcome to stay if you share some rations and play some cribbage. Okay. Ask about cribbage. I likes to play the game. I can show you how to play if you likes. Alright, so let's play some cribbage. You spend an hour at the game while Enry talks. You've obviously made his day. Alright, well we didn't get any points for that. Alright. So, you would know how to ask about magic if you had seen the magic ladder outside. So I'm going to assume that you've seen that and ask about magic. I know some magic. Erasmus the wizard taught me some spells. He's what put the spell on me ladder so's the brigands don't get up. Them what's climbed the rocks gets a door opening in their nose. Alright, ask about spell. The spell's what I knows is pretty simple maybe, but I like 'em. I can even make me ladder show up and me door close, and even get rid of pests using the trigger spell, you see. Alright, let's ask about trigger. It's the spell what sets off other spells. Oh, I missed something. Of course, you got to have a spell on the invisible ladder to make it invisible first, but it has its uses. I think I have a scroll with the spell if you be knowing some magic, that is. Okay, let's ask about the scroll. If you be wanting to learn the spell, I'd be pleased to share it with you. It's just getting molded in me hiding place. Do you want it? Yes, we do. Let's see, how does Erasmus do it? Oh yes, he summons it with a trigger. Here it goes. Okay, so he summoned it. There it goes. Alright, so we're going to take the scroll. The scroll vanishes even as you read the magical runes upon it. You now have the knowledge to cast a trigger spell. Alright, so like Henry said, the trigger spell is going to actually set off other spells, which is good. So, the only other real reason to be here is to sleep. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to sleep. And it's going to reinvigorate us and give us our health back. Alright, it's going to tell us we can't sleep in a rickety chair, so we'll stand first. Let's sleep. After having traded a ration, which the ermit promptly swallowed, and spending a rather boring hour of cribbage and listening to Enry chatter, you hit the hay. Unfortunately, since the fungus on the wall shines at night so the room doesn't get dark, and the fact that Hermit talks most of the night, you only get 5 hours rest. So, you awake as the sun begins to rise. As you can see, this isn't the best place to sleep, however, it's better than others. So let's see what this trigger spell does. Cast, trigger. Ah, so there's the ladder. Climb down. Okay, so you can see now that we have the trigger spell and the fetch spell. We also have a flask of water, 2 potions of healing, our license, and so on and so forth. Still have no money though. Alright, well, we can get out of here for now. We're still running, so let's walk so we don't run out of steam, as it were. Definitely need some money. And just to start off the day, let's go to the castle. Actually, I'll end the video there now that I think about it, because I'm going to do a couple of things just as part of my routine. I'm going to go to the castle, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to maybe putter around and get some money by fighting some things off camera, so I have some cash to actually do some stuff, and then I'll start the next video during the night time for the next part. Okay, but you won't miss anything. Thanks for watching. See you next time.